Welcome back into 13 News. A wild rescue after a man was trapped in his pickup truck for days in northern Indiana.
It happened when he crashed underneath a highway overpass back on December 20th. He was just discovered yesterday, and we just learned some new details on this afternoon.
The NBC affiliate in Chicago says 27-year-old Matthew Room's leg was amputated this morning, and he's currently in intensive care. Liz Nagy hears from the fisherman who discovered the crash, and she has more on the tricky rescue effort that helped get this man to safety. Listen to this.
That nearly unrecognizable clump of shiny crushed metal, now surrounded by rescuers, is a pickup truck tucked just out of passing view beneath a Portage, Indiana interstate overpass. The mangled truck went unnoticed for days.
One more day and something could have been very different here.
This afternoon, Mario Garcia and his son-in-law Nevardo spent the afternoon scouring hidden fishing spots. Traversing the mud through Salt Creek, Garcia noticed this.
I looked inside and moved the white airbag, and there was a body in there.
He said, "Get on the phone." I seen the person inside, the occupant, and my first instinct was to call, for help.
He had a jacket almost like mine, and all I seen was this part, the shoulder, and I went to touch the shoulder, and the moment I touched the shoulder, he swung around. He woke up.
Still stuck in driving position, Garcia said the driver told him he'd been stranded and paralyzed in place since last Wednesday.
He says he tried yelling and screaming, but nobody would hear him. It was just quiet, just the sound of the water.
For 6 days, he says the male driver, who's in his 20s, yelled into the abyss. Help was just out of his reach.
His phone fell to the side. He couldn't reach it, and he was pinned very, very tight.
We were put there for a reason.
Once Nevardo called 911, it took professional rescuers hours and hundreds of pounds of machinery.
And they had a very difficult time getting down into the creek area with their equipment to basically to cut him out and remove him.
From there, it was a multi-team uphill balancing act to get the still unidentified driver into an ambulance and then a helicopter. By the grace of 2 curious local fishermen, that male driver finally made it out of the interstate embankment alive.
I don't want to take away from the severity of his injury because, again, we heard that his leg had to be
still in the
amputated.
ICU.
He's in the ICU, but he's alive. Oh,
yeah.
Officials say the warmer than average weather the past few days undoubtedly played into his benefit.
Yeah, can you imagine if it had been colder? So police also say he was able to drink water to stay hydrated while he was pinned inside the truck. They believe that also contributed to his survival. I'll say, I mean, he's just a lucky guy there.
Yep.
And then the fishermen being curious too,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
it's being from a big city, like how often do you just kind of keep moving because you're like,
And if it was so cold out, the fishermen probably
not have
wouldn't have been out there.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Well.